This conference will now be recorded.
Ya Qayyum Ya Qadir, 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 Ya Qayyum Ya Qadir. Shukran lillah walhamdulillah. Shukran lillah walhamdulillah. Ya Ali Madad Nevin Saiba.
Ya Ali Madad sir, Ya Ali Madad friends. या अली मदद, या अली मदद। सुभान अल्लाह, सुभान अल्लाह।
Ya
बहुत
Ali
खूब,
Madad.
बहुत खूब, बहुत ही शानदार तस्वीर। या अली मदद, या अली मदद।
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for joining us this morning. We are so blessed. It's such a beautiful morning. The sun is shining and we are looking to Mola. Then may He be happy with us. May He send His rahmat, His help. May He shine on our soul. May He keep His hand on our shoulder. We need you, Mola. We need you more than ever. Ya Mola, Ya Imam Zaman, Tawfiq, Tahid, Himmat wa Yari Mola. Tawfiq, Tahid, Himmat wa Yari Mola. Ya Mola Mervan, Madad Farma. Alayul Qayyum, Ali Allah, Madad Farma. Ya Mola, without your help, we cannot do anything, Mola. We cannot do anything, Mola. You know, Mola, we are Garib. We are nobody. It is you and you only, Mola, that help us and make us move on your way, Mola. Ya Mola Merban, please, please be with us. Please stand by us. Keep your hand on our shoulder so we can talk, we can learn, we can teach, Mola. Ya Ali Allah, Alayul Qayyum, Ali Allah, Ya Mola Merban. Please be with us. Help us, Mola. Tawfiq, Tahid, Himmat wa Yari, Mola. Tawfiq, Tahid, Himmat wa Yari, Mola. Once again, Ya Ali Madad to all the friends.
Ya Ali Madad. Ya Ali Madad, sir.
Ameen. We will start and we will continue with our subject, Ibadat and Isme Azam. This will be the part 2 of this session. As you remember, we had done some segment. We are doing a small segment to understand how do we progress in Ibadat. What are requirements? What are the conditions? What do we need to do? And how do we do it? We were at the Ibadat में amal का किरदार. Today, Ibadat में कामयाबी की चाबी. The key to be successful in Ibadat. What is the key? Because this question comes in our mind, in our heart every day. What do I need to do? What is the key to be successful in the Ibadat? And there is one single key, and with that key comes the keys to the success in Ibadat. And what is that one single key?
Cool.
The Iman. How much do we believe that if I have received this Azam from the Imam, and Imam wants me to be successful in the Ibadat, then how much do I believe that I will be successful in Ibadat? The question for us to ponder on. हमारे लिए एक सवाल है, और ये वो सवाल है जो हमारे ज़हन में रोजाना हर हमेशा जब भी हम इबादत के लिए तैयार होते हैं तो आता है कि कौन सी ऐसी चाबी है, कौन सा ऐसा अमल है कि जो मुझे मेरी इबादत में कामयाब करेगा। और वो है आपका ईमान, आपका यकीन, आपका यकीन। जब इमाम ने फरमा दिया कि इसमें आजम जब मैं देता हूं तो मेरी ख्वाहिश है कि कम से कम एक मर्तबा तुमको नूर की नवाजिश हो, तो क्या हमें इस बात पर पूरा यकीन है? The one single key to be successful in ibadat is iman, believe. Believe in the Imam and his farman and on his word. Imam would not have given us the Isme Azam if there was no way to be successful in ibadat. इमाम हमको कभी भी बोल नहीं देते अगर हमारे कामयाब होने का कोई रास्ता ना होता, कोई रास्ता ना होता। ईमान वो चाबी है, ईमान इज दैट की जो हमको इबादत में कामयाब करती है, विच विल हेल्प अस बी सक्सेसफुल इन आवर इबादत, जो हमें नूर तक पहुंचाएंगी, विच विल टेक अस टू द नूर, जो हमें दीदार के मकाम तक ले जाती है, विच विल टेक अस टू द प्लेस ऑफ द दीदार। व्हाट इज दिस बिलीव नाउ? ये कौन सी चाबी है, कौन सा फेथ है, कौन सी कामयाबी है, कहां पर है ये चाबी? What actions do we need to take to be successful? Where is this key? How do we get this key? And that is our heart, our love for the Imam. Our heart, हमारा दिल, हमारी मोहब्बत इमाम की तरफ। I would like to take a minute or two to talk about the love and the heart. Remember, this falls under the Iman, under the faith. The key is the यकीन, और उस यकीन के अंदर जो एक्शन है, the action which is under the key of the faith is to give your heart, give your love to Imam. And this is the easy part for us to ask question to ourselves. And what is the question? Who do we love? Do we love Imam more than our dunya? Whose love do we have in our heart? Of Imam or dunya? Whose love do we have in our heart? Imam or our children and family? Whose love is in our heart? Imam or the money in our homes? Self-reflection. आपको सोचना है कि हमारे दिल में किसकी मोहब्बत है। क्या हमने अपना दिल इमाम को दिया है? क्या हमारी मोहब्बत इमाम की तरफ है, या सिर्फ बातें हैं, या सिर्फ हम कहते हैं कि वी लव यू मौला पापा, but we don't. And I'd like to give an example of that. A very silly, very silly example. बहुत ही अहमकाना मिसाल देना चाहता हूं, लेकिन अगर आप सोचेंगे तो ये बहुत बड़ी मिसाल है. If you think about it, this very silly example is the example, can be a big example for you. Because maybe we don't not understand the love. You know how in English language, especially, we only have one single word, love. And we say, oh, I love this restaurant. I love this food. Oh, I love this movie. Oh, I love this area. Oh, I love this country. And we use this word love so generically. We use this word love so generically. Is this the love? The love of the Imam? What do you think? उर्दू के अंदर जब हम कहते हैं कि मुझे ये खाना बहुत अच्छा लगता है, ये जगह बहुत अच्छी लगती है, ये रेस्टोरेंट बहुत अच्छी लगती है, फला फला शख्स मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है, ये वो, उर्दू में मोहब्बत और इश्क, इश्क का जो वर्ड है वो इमाम के लिए आता है. What is this love for the imam? ये इश्क इमाम क्या है? वापस एक बहुत ही अहमकाना मिसाल, very silly example, another silly example. But in this silly example, you have lot to learn if you pay attention. Let's say a boy meet a girl. Silly example, right? And he says, I love you so much. Now compare this love to the love of a restaurant and the food and a place and a city. What is the difference between this love and that love? जब कोई लड़का लड़की से मिलता है और कहता है मैं तुमसे बहुत ही मोहब्बत करता हूं, यही अल्फाज उसने किसी खाने के बारे में कहते हैं कि मुझे ये खाना बहुत अच्छा लगता है, आई लव दिस फूड, मुझे ये रेस्टोरेंट बहुत ही पसंद है, आई लव दिस रेस्टोरेंट. Now what is the difference between this love and that love? What he is saying to her, that I love you so much that I'm willing to die for you. Would you ever die for a restaurant? If the restaurant closed, or if you do not get that food, would you ever die for that? Do you see the difference between love and love? Maybe when we are saying we love you, Mola Bapa, we don't understand what that love is. जब हम कहते हैं कि या मौला मैं तुझसे प्यार करता हूं, मैं तुझसे इश्क करता हूं, तो शायद हम नहीं समझ पा रहे हैं कि हम क्या बोल रहे हैं. When we say I love you Mola Bapa, we are saying I'm willing to die for you, I'm willing to give you everything, I'm willing to sacrifice everything, I'm willing to give you my physical body, time, knowledge, everything I have, the money, the family, the home, and every single thing I have. When we say I love you Mola Baba, do we have this in our mind? In the back of our mind, are we thinking of that? Self-reflection. जब हम कहते हैं कि या मौला बापा आई लव यू, तो क्या हम वाकई में ये कहते हैं कि या मौला मैं तुम्हारे लिए हर चीज कुर्बान करने के लिए तैयार हूं, मैं अपना तन मन धन, तन मन धन देने के लिए तैयार हूं, मैं अपने आप को कुर्बान करने के लिए तैयार हूं. Where is this love? 4 o'clock in the morning, yeah, Mala Baba, I'm so tired, I'm sorry, I cannot wake up, I cannot give you my sleep, I cannot sacrifice my sleep. Can I do my ibadat at 7 o'clock in the morning? Can I do my dua tomorrow? Can I remember you tomorrow? I'm so busy. We are willing to give our time and knowledge to our work, our children, our family, everything and everyone but the Imam. What happened to that love? Was that just a word and talk? Or did we understand when we say we love you, Mawla Papa? Do we understand this? This is the key we are talking about. This is the key to the success in Ibadat. We all want to be successful in Ibadat, but we are not willing to sacrifice our sleep, our rest, our comfort. Then how can we say that we have done everything in our power, everything in our hand, and still I'm not able to be successful in my ibadat? अगर अभी तक हम ये नहीं कर रहे हैं, आप खुद सोचें. रिमेंबर इज अ सेल्फ रिफ्लेक्शन. ये अपने आप से पूछने का है कि क्या मैंने वाकई में ही इमाम को सब कुछ दे दिया है? क्या मैंने वाकई में अपना दिल और दिल के अंदर दुनिया की मोहब्बत को निकालकर इमाम की मोहब्बत को जगा दी है? मैंने अपनी जिंदगी जो पैसे कमाने, बच्चे पालने के लिए रख छोड़ी थी, आज मैंने अपनी रूह की खातिर इमाम को दे दिया है. आरिफ कामिल ज़मान फरमाते हैं, सुने इसको गौर में, उर्दू में. आई विल ट्राई टू एक्सप्लेन दिस इन इंग्लिश. आरिफ कामिल ज़मान फरमाते हैं, दर पर्दा कहा उसने, दिल मेरे हवाले कर. From behind the curtain, Imam said, "Oh, you, give me your heart." Arif replies back to the Imam, "E Jahan-e Jahan, E Jahan-e Jahan, oh the soul of the universe, Wallah, I swear upon, ye leke tera hai dil. It is not even mine. This heart is yours." दर पर्दा कहा उसने, दिल मेरे हवाले कर, ए जाने जहान, वल्लाह, ये लेके तेरा है दिल. Have we said that? Have we told our Imam? When Imam asked us to give our love and our heart to him, what was our reply? I know what was our reply. Mullah Baba, my sleep is so beautiful. I love my sleep. I love my comfort. I love my children. I love my money. I love my job. I love my home. Everything but the one correct answer. Ya Mullah, this heart was never mine. Take it. The love is only for you, Mullah. Take it. आगे आरिफ फरमाता है, दिल दादाए उल्फत हूं, अब मुझ में कहां है दिल. I'm so in love with you. I'm so in love with you. I'm in so much in love with you that I have lost my heart. I don't even have a heart to give you. I don't even have a heart to give you because you have my heart. दिल भर ने लिया है दिल के आशिक में कुजा है दिल. You already have taken my heart. Where is my heart? I don't have it. सुने, इसको सुने क्या बोलता है आरिफ. दर पर्दा कहा उसने, दिल मेरे हवाले कर, ए जाने जहान, वल्लाह, ये लेके तेरा है दिल. दिल दादाए उल्फत हूँ, अब मुझ में कहाँ है दिल, दिल भर ने लिया दिल को, आशिक में कुजा है दिल. This is the key. This is the talk of Arif. Should we not be following him? Should we not give our heart to Imam? Should not our love only be exclusive for the Imam Zaman? Or should we keep our mind, thought, love, and the heart for the temporary world? Temporary world. Remember, your love for whomever you have other than Imam will vanish, will not come with you, will not help you. This was the key to the success of Ibadat. आपकी मोहब्बत, दुनिया की मोहब्बत, तमाम मोहब्बत जो इमाम की मोहब्बत के अलावा है, वो तुम्हारे साथ नहीं चलने वाली है. एक ही मोहब्बत, इमाम की मोहब्बत तुम्हारे साथ चलने वाली है, और ये है चाबी आपके सक्सेस की. सेल्फ रिफ्लेक्शन, अपने आप से पूछें. लेट्स कम टू द नेक्स्ट सेगमेंट. इबादत में स्टेप्स. द स्टेप्स इन द इबादत. What are the steps? We have learned this in our normal Ilm Shanasi classes. But let's see. Does those principles which we have learned in the Ilm and Jamaat Khana Shanasi, can we apply those to our Ibadat? If everything is on a step, everything. Look at our life. We are born, a baby, child, young man, grown up, old man. Everything is on a step. We go to the first grade, second grade, third grade, high school, college, university, everything on a step. Just like that, we have three beings within ourselves. Three beings on three steps. Everything starts with physical. What is the physical ibadat? पहली physical ibadat, dua. दूसरी physical ibadat, tasbiyat. तीसरी physical ibadat, गिरियावजारी. चौथी physical ibadat, 4 बजे की इसमें आजम की इबादत. What are the steps in ibadat? Just like physical world, we have 4 steps of physical ibadat. First, dua is our physical ibadat. Second, tasbiyat, our physical ibadat. Third, गिरियावजारी, our physical ibadat. Fourth, 4 o'clock ibadat bandagi, our physical ibadat. Then, spiritual ibadat. If that is true for the physical, would it not be true for the spiritual? Everything is on the step. Spiritual ibadat. What is spiritual ibadat? It starts with Iman. Iman is not physical. I cannot teach you, I cannot give you, I cannot do anything. The faith is something of your own within yourself. Iman is our first step to the spiritual ibadat. Without the Iman, remember the key. If you don't believe you will be successful in ibadat, then you will not be successful in ibadat, because you just lost your key to the door of the batin. What did I say? Listen to it very carefully. If you do not believe that you can be successful in ibadat, You just lost the key to the door of the batin. I hope is touching your heart. I hope you are waking up. I hope I'm able to jolt you. मुझे उम्मीद है कि आपके दिल को बात लग रही है, आप जाग रहे हैं और आप हिल गए हैं इस बात को सुनते हुए कि अगर आपको यकीन नहीं है कि आप इबादत में कामयाब हो सकते हैं तो आपने ही अपनी चाबी खो दी और दरवाजा जो बातीन की तरफ जाता था उसको बंद कर दिया। सेकंड, लव ऑफ द इमाम, देखा आपने। थर्ड, प्रे फॉर अदर्स, प्रे फॉर अदर्स। फोर्थ, when you see something, when you feel something, what did I just say? The nur and the didar can be of two kind and then some more. But for today's learning, it's good enough. When you see something, when you feel something, pay attention. Pay attention to those things. Because didar is not of the eye only. Didar can be of the air. Sunne ki. Didar can be of a touch. Didar can be of the smell. क्योंकि हम सिर्फ दीदार को एक रोशनी, एक लाइट, एक आंखों का बसरी माजीजा समझते हैं, because we think their ibadat and the didar is only of the one and one purpose of the light and the didar of the eye. What are we doing? We are closing the three other doors to the didar. It leaves three other doors to the didar, because didar is of the eye, didar of the ear, didar of the nose, and didar of the taste, the touch. तो जब आप देखें और फील करें, when you see and when you feel, pay attention, because Imam can touch you, can touch your heart. Imam may test you. Imam may speak to you. And then Imam may show himself to you. And this didar also be in different stages. This didar also can be on different stages. May it be in the form of the light of the didar, faith, or of the higher understanding, enlightenment. Do you see the small understanding in the ilm? The ilm के अंदर जो बारीक बीनिया है, we must pay attention to the small detail. But if we do not know, how will we pay attention to the small details? But shukar alhamdulillah, Imam is happy with you because you have agreed to give your time to learn the knowledge. So what does Imam wants to give you? Imam wants to teach you. He wants to give you. He wanted to show you. Imam wants you to be successful. बातीन का सफर, बातीन का सफर। क्या बातीन में भी कोई सफर है? या as soon we see the first light we are done, meaning there is no journey, it's just one single step. We are on this side and we are on that side. We are not successful, we are successful. Is this how we see Ibadat and Batin? Question for us, individual reflection. You know, this Mullah's Farman, I love it so much. And every time, whenever I need inspiration, I remember this Farman. Personal search. 2 words. Personal search. What is personal search? Personal reflection. Personal search, personal reflection. Is our Batini journey of a one step, or is it a journey? What does your intellect tell you? What does your logic tell you? What did we just learn above in these steps? Everything is step by step by step, is a journey. Let's take a simple example first of a journey. We were nobody. We became Momin. Again, we were nobody. We said we wanted to learn. We became Mustajib. We said we are nobody. We became Mazun. We were nobody. Inshallah, we became Da'i. Again, we were nobody. Our journey is toward Hujjat. Journey, step by step. And then from the Hujjat, we will come into the Imam. In the light, Didar, Fanafi Imam. It's not that you're going to sit in Ibadat and boom, next step, you are Fanafi Imam. It does not work like that. It does not work like that. Maybe that is our showstopper. शायद यही वजह है कि हम समझते हैं कि यूं इबादत में बैठेंगे और यूं हमें इमाम का दीदार होगा और यूं ही हम फनाफी इमाम हो जाएंगे. शायद यही हमें रोक रही है चीज. जबकि इबादत तो एक रास्ता था, एक जर्नी थी, एक मुसाफत थी. आस्ते आस्ते हमको ऊपर चढ़ना था. स्टेप बाय स्टेप हमको ऊपर चढ़ना था. We were supposed to take steps. This was a simple example. Sirat al-Mustaqim is another example of Ibadat. Just like Sirat al-Mustaqim, we must walk forward, ahead in Ibadat. Step by step by step. Ibadat में आगे से आगे बढ़ना होता है. It's not a one time, but a constant struggle, a journey. The third example, and which we already understood, from physical to spiritual, what about intellectual? Because in Ibadat, initially we did Ibadat of the Zahir, of the physical. पहले हमने जाहिर की इबादत की, जिस्मानी इबादत की. फिर हम समझे रूहानी स्पिरिचुअल इबादत. आगे चल के हम इल्म के जरिए से on forward through the ilm, there is the third step in the ibadat. That is the marifat. That is the intellectual. And when we get to that point, believe me, the physical ibadat, we don't need, nor we will care about. Look at how much emphasis is given to the physical ibadat today. But when you are at that level of intellectual ibadat, crossing the spiritual ibadat, you know, I like to give some secret only if you promise me that you will keep this to yourself. Today, we talk about Ibadat, daily Ibadat, how to run our Isme Azam and all that. When we talk about Surah Adiyat, and at the end, I will tell you how Arifin does the Ibadat. How did Prophet Muhammad, who went to Gare Hira for 15 years, then what kind of Ibadat did he do? Wouldn't that be nice to know? Nice to learn? Because after that, we did not see him doing Ibadat. So was he not doing Ibadat? Or was he doing a different kind of Ibadat? Think. Food for the thought. Ponder on it. The journey from being a man and going to the Imam. We definitely start our Isme Azam, our Ibadat, as a human, a Garib and Nachiz, poor human, a Abid, a slave. Where should our Ibadat end? Can somebody think about it and answer that? Where should our Ibadat end? Do we have example of that? Yes. Hazrat Dawood is the example. When he would start his Giriyawazari, definitely he would start with his own tongue and his own word. But where would he end up? In the Kalma Bari Ta'ala, in the voice of Allah. हजरत दाऊद एक बहुत अच्छी एग्जाम्पल है हमारे लिए। क्या एज ए इंसान हम इबादत तो अपनी जबान और अपने जिस्म से शुरू करते हैं, लेकिन उसको कहाँ ले जाना है? Where should it end up? कलमाए बारी ताला में जिस तरह से हजरत दाऊद बेशक इबादत गिरयावजारी अपने अल्फाजों में और अपनी जबान से शुरू करते थे, लेकिन आखिर में वो कलमाए बारी ताला, द वर्ड ऑफ अल्लाह, और आवाज खुदावन ताला की होती थी, द वॉइस वुड बी ऑफ हिम, द इमाम। इसको हमारे इसमें आजम को इतना बुलंद करें कि आपको इसमें आजम ना पढ़ना पड़े, खुद ब खुद चले। एंड दैट इज कॉल्ड ऑटोमेटिक इसमें आजम। आपका इसमें आजम खुद ब खुद चलना चाहिए। यानी कि जब आप इबादत में बैठे और अपने इसमें आजम का आगाज करें, तो कुछ देर के बाद वो इसमें आजम खुद ब खुद चलना चाहिए। और उसके लिए हमने एक सेगमेंट के अंदर क्या बात की थी? वो क्या थी? कंटिन्यू प्रोसेस। आपको याद होगा कंटिन्यू प्रोसेस, कि अगर आप दिन के अंदर इसकी प्रैक्टिस करते हैं और रात को आप इसकी इबादत के अंदर इम्तिहान के तौर पर बैठते हैं, तो इंशाअल्लाह ताला आपका इसमें आजम खुद ब खुद चलने लगेगा। बातीन का सफर ये है। आज हम एक सूरह आदियात नंबर 100 का आगाज करेंगे, लेकिन अगर टाइम नहीं तो हम उसको कंटिन्यू करेंगे हमारे थर्ड पार्ट ऑफ द इबादत इन इसमें आजम में। आप में से तकरीबन सब ने इंशाअल्लाह, ऑल ऑफ यू must have heard of Surah Adiyat, in which Allah speaks of the horse, घोड़े की बात करता है। देखें, इल्म का मयार और इल्म के अंदर जो तालीम और तावील है वो हम इस्माइलियों के लिए इमाम के अंडर में है, वरना वरना ये सूरा सब पढ़ते हैं लेकिन वो उसके जाहिर को देखते हैं. What have Imam said about this? What is written is for all, but the batin is for us. The tawil is for our Jamaat only. What I like to show you, because we talked about the Isme Azam and how fast our Isme Azam should be recited. How fast should we recite our Isme Azam? In one of the Imam Farman Imam says to a young man when he asked that my concentration is been broken, I am not able to concentrate, I'm not able to continue my Isme Azam for more than a second or a minute or few minutes. Imam said to him, and we have an audio of this, inshallah, we can find and play for all in our next segment. Imam says, how do you recite your Isme Azam? And this young man says, Ya Ali, Ya Ali, Ya Ali. Mullah said, I found the issue, the problem, why you are not able to concentrate. Then Mullah Baba said, let me show you how to recite Isme Azam. And then he gave the guidance. There should be no gap between the Isme Azam. Your Isme Azam should be recited Yali, 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 Yali. So fast that there should be no gap in between for the shaitan to throw the whisper, for the worldly thoughts to come. आप इतना तेजी से अपने इसमें आजम को दोहराएं कि इसके बीच में जगह ना हो कि शैतान अपने वसवसे को डाले और दुनिया का कोई ख्याल आए. In this surah in front of us, Allah talks about that. But look at the example. Remember, when Imam gives the example, when Allah gives the example in the Quran, He hides the tawil for whom? What did Mullah Baba say? Who do we have the tawil for? Who does He hide the tawil for? Who is the batin is for? Only those who are with the Imam and have the ilm of the Imam and who believe in Imam, who follows the Imam, who go into the tawil and the batin of it. Allah swears upon the horse. Which horses? The running horses. The horses which are taking part in the race. First question. When we swear, who do we swear upon? जब हम कसम खाते हैं तो हम किसकी कसम खाते हैं? खुदा कहता है कि मैं भागते हुए घोड़ों की कसम खाता हूं. जब हम कसम खाते हैं तो अपने से कोई ऊपर की चीज की कसम खाते हैं. हम कहते हैं कि हमारे माँ बाप की कसम, हमारे इमाम की कसम, खुदा की कसम. हम अपने से जो ऊपर चीज होती है, हमारे से जो प्यारी चीज होती है, हमारे से जो आला चीज होती है, उसकी कसम खाई जाती है. खुदा कहता है मैं घोड़ों की कसम खाता हूं. कैसा मुमकिन है कि खुदा एक जानवर की कसम खाए? When the swear is normally is taken of something which is dear and near you or above you. Tawil, batin is for our Jamaat. घोड़ा एग्जाम्पल है इसमें आजम के लिए. क्या कहा? घोड़ा एग्जाम्पल है इसमें आजम के लिए, लेकिन खुदा बोलता है मैं इसमें आजम की कसम नहीं, मैं उस इसमें आजम की कसम खाता हूं जो बहुत तेजी से दौड़ता है। अल्लाह says, I swear upon the horse, not only horse, not only इसमें आजम, the इसमें आजम which is running fast like a racing horse, उस इसमें आजम की कसम जो दौड़ता है। How should we recite our इसमें आजम? Like a running horse. Are we understanding this? I hope that I'm using as simple language as possible. मुझे उम्मीद है कि जो लैंग्वेज, जो जबान, जो वर्ड्स मैं यूज कर रहा हूं बहुत ही आसान है। क्या हम इस बात को समझ रहे हैं कि खुदा कहता है कि मैं कसम खाता हूं उस आला इसमें आजम की कि जो दौड़ता है, भागता है, उसकी कसम खाता हूं मैं। We will continue on this surah, and there are 11 ayat in this surah, because this will take all 40-45 minutes. But I wanted to show you this. So if you are the lover of the Imam, if you are lover of the ilm, and you like to learn the batin, read this surah before next week. So when we talk about it, you will know it, you will understand it easily. So our last part was, when should we go to receive Isme Azam? हमें कब जाना चाहिए बोल लेने के लिए? आपने जो भी सुना है, जो भी आपको कहा गया है, आप सबको छोड़ दें। जब इमाम कहे कि मैं इसमें आजम देने के लिए आता हूं, जब इमाम कहे कि मैं आप पर राजी हूं और मैं आपको इसमें आजम देना चाहता हूं, जब इमाम कहे कि देखो ये वक्त है इसमें आजम ले लो, उस वक्त इसमें आजम लेना चाहिए। ना कि जब मैं रेडी हो जाऊं, जब मैं उठ जाऊं, जब मैं प्रैक्टिस कर लूं, जब मैं इतना बड़ा हो जाऊंगा तो ले लूंगा। Who have seen tomorrow? What is the guarantee that if you are not 18, 20, 22, and if you are not 20, 30, 40, 50, what is the guarantee you're going to live that long life? Why do we say, I will take this Azam today, I'm not ready? When Imam is willing and is coming and is happy to give you Isme Azam, should we not follow the Imam? Just think about this. Imam is saying, I wanted to give you the treasure of the batin. And we say, no, Mala Baba, I'm not ready to take this Inam. I'm not ready to take your treasure. I'm not ready for you to give me this word. I don't want to go into batin. I do not want it to be successful. I do not want to your didar. What Ismaili, which Murid will say, I do not want to have a didar in the batin. I do not want to see the nur in the ibadat. Which Ismaili would say that? When should we go for Isme Azam? You see, our mazhab is not hard. Let's not make it complicated. हमारा मजहब आसान है, उसको मुश्किल ना बनाएं आप। हमें उस वक्त इसमें आजम लेना चाहिए जब इमाम कहते हैं कि मैं आता हूं, I'm coming. I wanted to give you the secret of our batin. I wanted to give you the didar. I wanted to give you the nur. जब इमाम कहे कि मैं तुम्हें नूर देना चाहता हूं, इसमें आजम देना चाहता हूं, तब हमें इसमें आजम लेना चाहिए। So I will stop here, and remember this segment that we did today and in our last week, there is a long recording in detail for each one of them. There's a recording for each one of the subject that I would like you to listen to. If you wanted to learn, if you want to learn more about your ibadat, your tariqa, your imam, the nur, the didar. मैं आपको चाहता हूं अगर remember free will is yours. अगर आप अपने मजहब को चाहते हैं, इबादत को चाहते हैं, तो फिर आप इन तमाम सेगमेंट के 20-20 मिनट और उससे छोटे छोटे लेक्चर हैं. आज मैंने आपको छोटे छोटे प्रीव्यू दिखाए हैं. I only have shown you a preview of each segment. Each segment has a recording of 15 to 20 minutes in detail. Listen to them. So you will have a complete understanding, in detail understanding of each one of these steps, because our goal is to be successful in ibadat. And if you notice behind this PDF, there is a link. Each one of these has a link behind it. When you click on it, it will open a segment for you in detail. We will share this with you. Maybe already Kamre Sahib have shared. Nevin will share with you again in a minute. So let's open the floor for questions and comment. Inshallah. Ji.
सुभान अल्लाह सर. एक सवाल जो आया है जो आप आई थिंक नेक्स्ट क्लास में कवर करेंगे, लेकिन साथी का सवाल है, व्हाट डज आदियात मीन?
आदियात घोड़ा, भागता हुआ घोड़ा, running horses. जी.
सुभान अल्लाह. दूसरा सवाल है, as you said this is बातिन का सफर, we can also say that Mawla can also give us Isme Azam in batin if someone has not received it. I'm just trying to link it based on what you said, because Imam can be felt within eyes, ears, taste, and emotions. It's more like a comment.
Yes, we can. But you know, my friend, what is the problem? Imam is not a problem. Imam can do whatever he wish and he can do it. We Garib and Nachis are the problem. We are not able to open our eyes and receive the Isme Azam in Batin. So our first task is what? We do everything physical first, don't we? हम हर चीज को पहले जाहिर में करते हैं. तो कोशिश करें कि आप इसमें आजम को इमाम से हासिल करें. पता है क्यों? Why do we need to receive Isme Azam from Imam in physical sense? So he will give us Dua Ashish Khana Wadan and his Noor along with the Bol Isme Azam. क्योंकि इसमें आजम के साथ जब इमाम तशरीफ लाते हैं तो आपकी आंखों में आंखें डालकर आपके सामने देखते हुए आपको दुआ आशीष खाना वदान और इसी इसमें आजम में नूर डाल के देते हैं. जाहिर में इसमें आजम लेने में बहुत फायदे हैं, लेकिन अगर कोई ऐसा शख्स है जिस पर इमाम मेहरबान हो जाए, then there is no limit. Imam can give you Isme Azam in Batin. Sure, why not? जी.
Subhanallah. दूसरा सवाल है, what about the family Ruhanis who never received the Isme Azam when they were alive? Will they be able to get Isme Azam in the spiritual world?
Oh, yes, definitely. That was an easy question. Because there is no curtain between them and Imam. But one other thing I would like to add. Wouldn't it be nice if we willingly take the Isme Azam in this lifetime? Because we have come to this lifetime for a purpose. And if we wait until we die and then receive the Isme Azam, you know what is it called? Unwillingly, unhappily. Why don't we take it happily and willingly? What is more beneficial? Yes, they will receive this Isme Azam. Third thing to keep in mind here, every step is equivalent to 100,000. There, every minute of ibadat is equal to only 1 minute. What is a smart thing to do? A smart thing to do is take happily and willingly. So every minute, every hour of ibadat counted as 100, 1,000 times. Be smart. Because when we take that on other side, then everything is counted as one and one only. G.
सुभान सर सुभान अल्लाह दूसरा सवाल है what is the difference between the metaphysical nature of Isme Azam's reality and the mystical assimilation of this reality? How are both the levels of metaphysical nature of Ism and the mystical assimilation of this reality connected to the spiritual level of Momin?
All right, my friend, you are asking for an answer in the Alam-e-Khalq, in the physical world, of something of Alam-e-Batin, spiritual world. There are questions which can easily be answered and easily be understood. Then there are questions which are hard to answer. Not impossible, but hard to answer and hard to understand. Because we do not have the words, nor the vocabulary, nor the understanding, nor the eye to see. How do we understand the mushaidah? What a mu'min would see in his batin? How do we understand the didar and the nur? What a mu'min will see in ibadat? What words would you give to those inspiration, the view, the vision, which are not explainable, cannot put in a word, and does not have the vocabulary? I hope you received your answer. I did answer it. I hope you understand what I am saying. G.
सुभान अल्लाह सर यहाँ पे सवाल है जो आपने पहले भी कवर किया है लेकिन साथ ही का सवाल है डिफरेंस बिटवीन बातिनी एंड नूरानी दीदार.
Yes. Zahiri, Batini, and Nurani. In Batini first, Batini, there are three kinds of didar in Batin. In dream, in vision, in ibadat. ख्वाब में, ख्याल में और इबादत में तीन किस्म के बातिनी दीदार. Just like that, and if you listen to those segments that Nevin just shared with you, in the Ilmi Safar, I speak about the different levels of didar. Now, it gives you another reason to listen to them. In Nurani Didar, there are also 3 steps, 3 levels of Didar. Understanding, enlightenment, and Didar of the Jism al-Latif. What is the Didar of the understanding, which we call enlightenment? At that level, you understand something by seeing a symbol. कुछ देखकर कुछ समझते हैं आप, जिसको हम आसान ज़बान में मारिफत भी कहते हैं. You see something and you understanding something. The second level is where ilm laduni is shown. I know it's hard to put it in words. How can ilm be shown? The pearl of marifat, pearl of intellect is shown and given to the arif. Which kind of arif would this be? Arif kamil mukammal. Remember, I always talk about arif kamil mukammal. Those are the arifin which get to that level where the pearl of marifat is shown and given to them. The third, when the Didar, the Imam, the Ali Allah present himself nafse nafis right in front of your eyes. That is the highest Didar of all. I cannot say anymore, I should not say anymore, and we should not ponder or move on this anymore. Ji.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah. Sir, a question hai. Quran commands zikran kasira while sitting, standing, walking, and laying down. Can Isme Azam be part from formal setting and hours be done in informal setting and hours?
My friend, you do need to listen to our last Sunday session. We talked about this extensively. Again, if you remember the second segment of this, what was that? Ibadat is a continued process, not a one-time event. Ibadat is not just a 4 o'clock, but a continuous. Surah Al Imran, the one you're referring to, ayat number 191, 192, 193, talks about that. Ginan talks about that. Suta, Beta, Jagta, Chalanta, Sahib Jinu Naam Lijiye. Yes, Isme Azam must be taken all day long, sitting, standing, sleeping, regardless of what you're doing. Remember every second, every 5 seconds. Do listen, my request, humble request to last session, because we have talked about this in detail. Ji.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah. Dusra sawal hai. As said in the lecture, we need to get higher understanding of the meaning of the ism. What are ways to seek the higher understanding of the bowl? And how do we know that our spiritual understanding related to ism's meaning is better every day?
Another hard question. I'm loving it. So there is a bowl, a word, there is a translation, just a basic understanding of the word. Let's just take the word that we have taken in example last week, Al-Hayyul Qayyum, the ever-living, the ever-present. Let's say this was your Isme Azam. How do you understand this Isme Azam? First, of course, we have to look up the translation. What does it mean? What concept does it present to you? Remember Imam Farman, right? When you read, if you read the Quran, the word should represent a concept to you. So when you say Al-Hayyul Qayyum, what does it represent to you? How is he ever living and ever present? Then comes the batin of it. That actually we are not talking about physically ever living and ever present, but he is always living and present in your batin, in your nafsan wahida, in your heart, in your soul. That's how you get to the batin of the batin of the batin. And then you come to understand that, oh, it is my soul which is one with the Imam, where it is ever living and ever present. Do you see? Do I need to say more? Each Isme Azam, first the translation, then the meaning, and then connect it to the Imam, because Isme Azam are the living name of the Imam. G. If I did not answer completely, please ask again.
Subhanallah, sir. There is a question. It doesn't sound complete question, but साथी से गुजारिश है कि वो आगे आ सकते हैं. Why Quran said Allah की इबादत करो?
Oh, it's a very simple answer. So why would we not pray to Allah? I mean, I don't understand the question. That's a very simple command.
Yeah.
We should always pray to Allah.
दूसरा सवाल है, please explain the concept of thoughtlessness and what does it look like and how is it acquired for our spiritual growth?
Okay, थोड़ा वापस पूछना. क्या चीज?
Actually, दो सवाल साथ में नाचीज पूछ सकती है, बिल्कुल related सवाल है सर. कि can you please explain concept of thoughtlessness, जब हमारे दिमाग में कोई ख्याल ना हो, thoughtlessness, and what does it look like and how it is acquired for our spiritual growth. And दूसरे साथी का सवाल है कि during the recitation of Isme Azam, how can we practice to maintain our concentration on the word Ism during our bandagi, along with concentrating on the meaning of the Ism simultaneously?
So let me answer the second question first, because we have already talked about that in our last segment. Just as a reminder, maybe you were not on the last segment. First, do listen to the last session, because this is a series, 3-part. We have done the 1 part. How do you concentrate on 3 part? You asked me 2, I'm going to tell you 3. The naksh, if you have one, the meaning, second, and then the bowl, the word or the recitation of it. 3. Practice, practice, practice. During the daytime, you remember your naksh. If it requires, in your privacy, write down the naksh. Just like you are learning ABCD. How do you learn ABCD? Writing, 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 repetition, repetition, repetition. In your privacy, if you have a naksh, write it down. Write it down, write it down, until it is embossed in your heart and your mind. Second, the meaning of the Isme Azam. Remember the meaning of the Isme Azam. Remember the meaning of the Isme Azam. Meaning Al-Hayyul Qayyum, we just talked about. You know it means ever living, everlasting. We know it means the Imam, Nuran ala Nur, always present. We know it means that our soul, as the Nafsan Waida with the Imam soul, is ever living. We know in him It is Al-Hayyul Qayyum, ever living. Once practice is done during the daytime, when the time of the test comes, what do you need to do now, my brother? What do you need to do? 1 second, focus on this, the word, the naksh. Second, think of its meaning. You are done because you already practiced that. You already know what it means. So what you will be doing at that time for the rest of your ibadat? Do you understand the answer? Yali, 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 whatever your Isme Azam is. You understand? The second, the timelessness or mindlessness or thoughtlessness. Complete clarity in the mind. Now you are not talking about the physical ibadat, because that is the higher stages of the ibadat. It's called nawaz. A fine line between physical and the spiritual, where you lose your physical conscience but not quite at the spiritual conscience. In between that is where you have that khala, jisko bolte hain, void, the timelessness, nawaz. Your question was, how do I get there? In very simple, okay, just very simple. I have told someone in one of these classes when we used to have classes in person, stop drinking the coffee and tea before your ibadat. I know you must be laughing. Silly, right? You know, that is the absolutely wrong thing to do. And I'm saying absolutely wrong thing to do. Having chai and coffee before your ibadat. You know what this coffee and chai is doing for you? Is stopping you from going from the physical into the nawaz, where you want to be. You ask the question. Only reason I'm telling you this, because you asked the question. You want to be in such a status where you are not physical awake, but not completely sleep. In between. The coffee and the tea stops us from getting there. I know sometimes we do things which takes us into the wrong direction. And that is due to the lack of knowledge, not understanding what we are doing. Now, please do not ask, well, it is provided in Jamaat Khana. What should I do? Well, you don't have to drink the coffee or chai. Nobody is forcing you to drink coffee and chai. Because you and yourself is stopping you from going into that middle ground where you want to be. You need to be. Ji.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah. How can we understand the Isme Azam that follows the forgetfulness of oneself and its zikr with its continuous remembrance?
Again, this is a combination of few previous questions. When you start, you're starting as a human with your tongue, but where it needs to end up? In Kalmai Bari Tala. That's easy to understand, I think, that physically when we start, that is not achieved. But when we get to that fine level, where our word does not have any voice, where our word is not practiced, the automatic Isme Azam. ये सवाल बहुत ही प्यारा है, मैं उर्दू में भी इसमें बता दूं. हमारे दोस्त पूछ रहे हैं कि किस तरह से हम ऐसा करें कि हम अपना इसमें आज़म भी जारी रखें और उस मकाम पर भी पहुंचे जहां पर ऑटोमेशन है, जहां पर नवाज है, जहां पर टाइमलेसनेस है। तो उसके लिए ये बहुत सारे सवालों को मिला के एक सवाल पूछा गया जो हमने पहले से ही कवर कर लिए हैं कि जरूर इबादत हमारे फिजिकल, हमारी जबान और हमारे दिमाग से शुरू होती है, लेकिन उसको हमको उस मकाम पे ले जाना है जहां पर हमारे अंदर से इसमें आजम खुद ब खुद चलता हो, और वही मकाम है जो टाइमलेसनेस का है, स्पेसलेसनेस का है, जहां पर हमको हमारी जबान हिलाने की जरूरत नहीं है, हमको अपने इसमें आजम बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है। उस मकाम पर हमको पहुंचना है। जी।
सुभान अल्लाह, सुभान अल्लाह। दूसरा एक सवाल है, when I am reading a book, I can't say my bowl internally together. If I do, I can't understand what I am reading. So how is it done?
Ilmi ibadat, amli ibadat is the answer to your question. Because reading a book, a religion book, the book, or listening to these lectures, that is called ilmi ibadat. So during the ilmi ibadat, you are already in the remembrance of Imam, aren't you? Everything has the time and the place. Ilmi ibadat is done with the ilm, and then amli ibadat is done with the zikr, Isme Azam. Look at the amli ibadat. How many amli ibadat do we have? Dua, tasbih. So if you are doing tasbih, that is a tasbih. It may not be your Isme Azam, right? Zikr or Giryawazari. At that time, you may not be reciting your Isme Azam. So everything has time and place. कि जब आप दुआ पढ़ रहे हैं, जब आप तो आप दुआ पर तवज्जो देंगे, जब आप इल्म पढ़ रहे हैं तो इल्म के ऊपर तवज्जो देंगे, जब इबादत कर रहे हैं चाहे वो दिन में हो कि रात में हो, जब इसमें आजम पढ़ रहे हैं चाहे वो दिन में हो कि रात में हो, when you reciting that इसमें आजम, then you focus on that. At the time of reading, time of listening, time of taking the knowledge, concentrate on the ilm. जी.
सुभान अल्लाह। साथी का सवाल है, on Isme Azam, what you heard from the Imam is not the same way the missionary recited. Can you go ahead and say what you thought you heard?
Very complicated question. So let's try. Imam, when he gives Isme Azam, normally the chief missionary is in the room with the Imam, sometime individually, sometime with some other chief missionaries. And Imam asks them, do you know where this Isme Azam is in the Quran? Again, let's take the same example which we've been using for last 2 weeks. Al-Hayyul Qayyum. Let's say Imam is about to come and give you this Isme Azam, Al-Hayyul Qayyum. To us, Khoja, Kathiawari, Kachi, Sindhi, Al-Hayyul Qayyum is not something that we would have heard. It's a very hard Isme Azam to pronounce and to understand. So what does Imam do? Imam says and asks the chief missionaries, I'm about to give this Isme Azam. Then it would be up to you to explain to the Jamaat after I leave. Do you know where this Isme Azam is? If the missionary, the chief missionary is smart, logical, and humble, he would say, Ya Mullah, I do, but I would like you to show to me. It's okay to ask Mullah Baba and tell him, I don't know. Or you can say, I do, but it would be nice if you would show to me one more time to make sure that I am following you, Mola Bapa, be humble. And Mola Bapa will say what? Look at Surah 2, ayat number 255, ayat Kursi. And you will find Alayul Qayyum, Surah Al Imran, Surah Taha. You see, Imam will remind them. They may already know. So Imam will now come to your question. They come into the hall. Mola Baba comes, give Isme Azam, and you heard Mola Baba saying, Al-Hayyul Qayyum. Mola Baba repeated 20 times, Al-Hayyul Qayyum. But Arabic is not our language. Mola Baba leaves. Now the missionary is from a country, a culture, somebody garib and poor like me who has no knowledge of Arabic. Bechara, kya karenga? Mushkil se wo bolenga Allahul Qayyum, right? His pronunciation may be not correct. The sound may not be correct. But hopefully and usually they will tell you or write it down for you how this Ism is written. And you heard Mola Bapa directly, and you heard him. And you know in your heart the pronunciation has changed between what Mola Bapa said, what he said. Now what you need to do? You need to do your personal search and you need to find your Isme Azam in the Quran. Find the Isme Azam in the Quran. And then find the correct pronunciation, correct sounding, correct translation, and the correct meaning. Because personal search is on you. So I understand your question, and it does happen. It does happen multiple times. I can tell you that there's sometime amongst the people that you are sitting, and if they are the one who has the complete understanding of the Isme Azam, they normally, and I know they do, they will gather those people around them, not counting on the missionaries, because they understand their pronunciation is not there, because again, it is our shortcoming, because this is not our language. So what do? If they are the one who understand the Isme Azam, they will gather the few people around them and will teach them within the hall while they are sitting there. It is upon them to help their fellow Jamaat. If this has happened to you, if you have an issue, let's talk about it in private. I will not be able to tell you your Isme Azam, but I can help you find the Isme Azam. Ji.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah.
Ji.
Another question is, as always, as said always, to do tasbihat in the daytime to prepare ourselves in night bandagi. So my question is, when a person gets to that level where he feels like saying Isme Azam more in a day, daytime than tasbihat, is that okay to do that?
Yes. Again, if this person was not with us last Sunday, please humbly request listen to last week's lecture, because we have talked about this very question. You can recite your Isme Azam anytime during the day or night, 24 hours. What does tasbihat do for you? Tasbihat are the wings which will fly you, will help you with your Isme Azam. Tasbihat is very important, because they are the wings which you need to fly your Isme Azam. For detail, listen to last week, please.
Subhanallah. Sir, Sati ka sawal hai, can you tell us what kind of ibadat Prophet Muhammad did in his later years?
Yes, Arifana Didar.
Subhanallah. Thanks to Khayal, he elaborated on that question which was asked earlier. The question that was asked about why does Allah command us to perform ibadat might be based on the question of why does Allah need or want our worship? That is to say, does Allah gain something from it? Does Allah need it, or should we take the hadith of the hidden treasure literally, where people understand it as if Allah wants recognition to be known and hence created creatures to worship Him? Or is that hadith meant to teach us something about our own soul?
The ibadat is for us and our benefit. Allah does not need your ibadat. He is Subhan above all else. Everything you do, He is above all of that. He does not need any of that. Example, when mother is teaching the child how to crawl, what does she say? She said, crawl, teach me how to crawl. It sounds like the mother needs the child to crawl so she can learn. Then mother walks and teaches the children how to walk. She's walking. Each time he falls, she falls. Why does she do that? Does she need to do that? No, for the benefit of the child. So when Allah says, when Allah says, ibadat, do my ibadat, remember me, do this for me. In Surah Muhammad 47, Ayah 7, Allah says, you help me. Does Allah need our help? Then Allah says, so I can help you. You help me, so I can help you. Then you remember me, so I remember you. I am wherever you are. When we do the ibadat, it benefits us. Because the example of Allah and Allah Nur is the mirror. What do you see in the mirror? Yourself. When you do the ibadat, only person benefit is you. Bounces back on you. G.
Subhanallah. दूसरा सवाल है, can I hum in my heart my bowl in a sing-song way like I am singing?
Sure, why not?
दूसरा सवाल है, how to memorize bowl meaning, not the word? Should we recite meaning as well?
I think this is the same question. The naksh, the word and the meaning needs to be learned. Once it's learned, then you are done with it. What do you need with that? You already know what is the meaning of it. Correct? So the word, the naksh, and the meaning needs to be learned and memorized, and that's it. After that, it is between you and your Isme Azam. Focus on Isme Azam. Focus on Isme Azam. Focus on Isme Azam. G.
बहुत ही related सवाल जो अभी आपने समझाया. My question is that if someone does not receive naksh, does he write the Isme Azam himself on a piece of paper confidentially and for his own convenience in order to bring in his imagination while doing bandagi with bowl recitation together with the understanding and the image of the bowl?
Yes. Yes, definitely. So whenever you have privacy, look up that word. If you could do it in Arabic, would be better. But if you cannot, it's okay too. Let's say again, the word is Ali, which is easy word we can imagine and we can focus on that word Ali. But if his heart is Azam as Al-Hayyul Qayyum, it would be beneficial if you can imagine that Isme Azam in our mind. And how would you do that? By writing it down or look it up in the Quran. If you can make, you may not know the Arabic, which is fine. You don't need to know Arabic. But if you can imagine the word Ali in Arabic, and if you have seen it many times, you will be able to focus on it. Because to you, it's just a design, a naqsh, not a word. It's a naqsh. That's why it is called naqsh. Yes, do that. Definitely do that. I would highly recommend that you do that. Yes. जी.
सवाल है, sometimes ism is not fully from Quran. Then how to understand its meaning and pronunciation?
This Garib and Nachis does not know anyone have received a Isme Azam which is not from Quran. But Imam is Qadir Mutallaq. He is the Badshah, the king. He does whatever he likes. If he has given Isme Azam which is not from the Quran, or not combinedly from the Quran, for example, Al-Wahidul Qahar or Qadir Mutallaq. If there is a word which is not completely from the Quran, but you will find the gist of that in the Quran. For example, Qadir Mutallaq, Al-Wahidul Qahar. So if it's not, then if Imam has given, I don't know anyone who has anything like that, but Imam can do whatever he wants. He can give you anything, any word he wants. If that is the case, find that word and then you try to remember that, try to understand that, and then recite that, because that is Imam. Imam has given to you, is between you and the Imam. Ji.
Subhanallah. साथी का सवाल है, what is आरिफाना दीदार?
Very hard to explain. Arifana, the didar of the marifat, something which is in a symbol, not in the form of the face or the light. I don't think I can explain any further. Something which is as a symbol, not in the face or a light. That is Arifana Didar, the Didar of the Marifat. Ji.
सुभान अल्लाह. साथी का सवाल है, एक मंथियो अलामिरिया. Can you explain? Maybe
Yes.
they're looking for English.
Yes. Ek Manthyo Alamiriya, become one-hearted. Remember in one of the Kalami Imam Mubin, one of the Farman, not one, 2 or 3 Farman combinedly talks about before you sit in Ibadat, before you sit in Dua, when you come to the Majlis, become one heart. How do you become one heart? Always think others as yourself. Always think others' soul as your soul. Others' problem, others' happiness as your problem and your happiness. Become one heart. Ek Manthyo Alamiriya means become one heart, O believers. Ji.
Subhanallah. Sir, एक आखिरी सवाल है chat में. What if I never received bowl? What should I do? Or can I say Ali Allah as a bowl?
Yes, you can say Ali Allah as a bowl, but I don't know any Ismaili who has not received the Isme Azam. I do not know any Ismaili who has not received the Isme Azam. Imam has given Isme Azam to every single murid. Let me remind you of that. Golden Jubilee, more than 10 Farman. Remember Allah. Remember Muhammad. Remember Ali. Remember the names of the Imam. What are the Isme Azam? Isme Azam are from amongst this. Ya Allah, Ya Muhammad, Ya Ali, in the names of the Imam, the names, the attribution, 99 names of Allah. Have you not received Isme Azam? Ask yourself the question. Ji.
सुभानअल्लाह 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 सर चैट में और कोई सवालात नहीं है अगर किसी साथी के पास कोई सवाल है तो
Sir, yeah, I have one question.
Let's make this the last
Azizba,
question. Let's make this
Azizba,
the last one. Ji.
sorry, Azizba, you said कि इसमें आजम को बुलंद बनाओ तो
You got enough for work? A good deal, Dad. Would have you work?
I'm sorry, I'm hearing so many voices. Can you ask again your question, please?
Yes, Azizba, you said
जी.
कि इसमें आजम को बुलंद बनाओ तो खुद आप अंदर थी सो ये जरा एलोबरेट करी सको ने तो
जी.
जरा हमारी
जी.
जर्नी जरा फास्टर जाए जो क्या भूल
इंशाल्लाह.
करता हो तो
जी. તો સવાલ હતો કે આપણે કેવી રીતે પોતાને ઇસ્મે આઝમને ઉપર લઈ જાય બુલંદ કરીએ કન્ટિન્યુ પ્રેક્ટિસ ઓફ ઇસ્મે આઝમ કન્ટિન્યુ પ્રેક્ટિસ ઓફ ઇસ્મે આઝમ એન્ડ ધ સ્પીડ ઓફ ધ ઇસ્મે આઝમ બે ચીજો એક કન્ટિન્યુ and એક speed. So again, how will your Isme Azam will become automatic and will rise to the level કે જ્યાં ઈ પોતે પોતે હાલવા માંડી જાય. That is what the practice abundantly and continuously speed સાથે. Yali 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 yali. When you will reach to the magic number, let's say, just example, 40,000 times, this Isme Azam will become automatic. And this
Amen.
Isme Azam will rise to the level where you will not have to use this tongue to recite. ये पोते पोते हाल से तुम्हारा दिल ना अंदर. जी.
आमीन आमीन
Thank you everybody. I think we have
Can I
taken
ask you a question, please? Just one question. So, if a missionary gives you a bowl, is it the same as Mullah Bapa giving you the bowl?
Nevin, can you repeat the question for me, please?
सवाल है कि अगर मिशनरी साहब आपको बोल दे रहे हैं और मौला बापा नहीं दे रहे हैं मिशनरी साहब अगर आपको बोल दे रहे हैं तो इज दैट ओके
Yes. Because the question should be, can missionary sahib give you a ball? No, right? Who given missionary sahib the permission to give you ball? Imam.
Mullah Bapa.
So who gave you the ball? Mullah Baba.
Mullah Bapa.
Remember in the time of Peer and time of Dais, Mullah Baba did not come to give you Isme Azam. He sent Peers, he sent Dais, and they worked as the missionaries of their time to give you Isme Azam. But the Amr and the Isme Azam can only come from the Imam. Thank you. याली
Thank
मदद
you.
there are more questions नाचीज आपको दोबारा भेज देगी सवाल तो साथियों से गुजारिश है कि नेक्स्ट सेशन में ये सवाल हो जाएंगे कवर तो you know listen to the recording next session ki inshallah you will find all of the questions answered by sir याली मदद
Yani
याली
Madad,
मदद.
I just want to say one question, actually two. One thing I wanted to say that first thing I really happy today. I learned a lot of things today. I'm very happy. Second thing that it was for me. I was mistaken in my Isme Azam as well for so long. I thought I was saying right word, but then when I remember the naqs and I remember the meaning. But when I heard the 99 names of Allah, then I got a right Isme Azam from there.
Alhamdulillah, shukr alhamdulillah.
If you remember, if you listen 99 names of Allah, you will get it back again. What is it?
Inshallah. Thank you everybody. Ya Ali Madad.
Mola,
Yali
Ali Madad.
Madad.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Yali
very
Madad,
much.
sir.
Thank you.
Alhamdulillah.
Yali Madad, thank you.
Yali Madad.
Yali
Yali
Madad,
Madad.
thank you.
Yali
Yali
Madad.
Madad.
Yali
Thank
Madad.
you.
Yali Madad.
Thank you, Aziz Bhai, and Yali
Yali Madad.
Madad.
Yali Madad. Yali Madad. Thank you. Thank you, Yali Madad.
Mullah bless you.
Ameen. Ameen. Yali Madad. Yali Madad.